variables. Okay, so this is just an application about the formula. يعني when we have a direct question, he will give us 2 points and he will ask to calculate a distance between 2 points. Sometimes we have a question like this: 7 and -5 and d and -1 will distance equal 4. We will classify order pair. يعني I have 2 order pair 7 and -5, and the second one is D and -1. So we have 7 and the -5, and we have D and -1. Then how we will classify? I'm going to write that the first one is x1, y1, right? And this is x2, y2. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Then I will substitute. It will be x2 minus x1 means d minus 7
plus
all to the power of 2 plus -1
Plus
minus
5.
-5, which means yes, plus 5 all to the power of 2. This one equal how many? It will be equal 4, right? Because he gave
Yes.
us a distance already. Now we want, يعني this question, we want to solve for a variable. Then we are looking for D. What is the length of unknown value in this question? Then the first step, which we have to do it here, to say all to the power of 2 to both 2 sides, which means I'm going to make all to the power of 2 for the left side and all to the power of 2 for the right side. Okay, then now all to the power of 2, we will cancel a radical sign because we started before. If we have a square root 3 all to the power of 2 equal how many?
9.
لا, square root. We said here we have 2, right? So we can cancel 2 with 2. Then the square root for any number, it will be equal how many? It will be equal 3. The number under the square root. Then again, if you have square root 5 all to the power of 2 equal how many, grade 8?
5.
It will be equal 5, right? And the same idea here, square root, so we will cancel a radical sign. And what we have now, we have D minus 1 all to the power of 2, and this is -1 plus 5 all to the power of 2. It will be equal how many? -1 plus 5 all to the power of 2. -1 plus 5 equal 4. All to the power of 2 equal how many?
16.
16, yes. Then the answer, it will be equal how many? The answer, it will be equal 16. Right? Now we want to solve or to find the answer. We will transfer this number to the opposite
The
side.
other side, so it will be 0.
So it will be 0. So we have D minus 1 all to the power of 2 equal 0. Now we want to remove the power 2. If this number was 16 or 25 or 36, so the answer, it will be positive and negative, positive or negative. But now we want to remove the power 2. How we will remove the power 2? We will make
مش هو مش الزيرو يعني 0 it takes off power 2 أصلا.
لا zero square root 0 how many square root 0 it will be how many
0.
0 right then now once you are going to make a square root all to the power of 2 so power of 2 it will go with the radical sign so we have what we have d minus 1 it will be equal how many now it will be equal 0 so what is the
0.
value of d
1.
it's the value of d it will be equal 1 yes okay I'm looking at then first of all you have to be sure that you have a right angle triangle so once you have a right angle triangle so this is just an application about Pythagorean theorem and the question said that we have the longest side which is opposite to the right angle which is the hypotenuse equal 10 right and we have this side equal 6 then we want to find the other leg so the other leg we have to subtract so we will write 10 to the power of 2 minus 6 to the power of 2. Then we will simplify 10 to the power of 2. It will be square root 100 minus 6 to the power of 2 equal 36. Right? So the answer it will be equal 8. Now we found the length of the missing side. We want to calculate the perimeter of this triangle. So the perimeter of this triangle, the perimeter for any figure of triangle, the perimeter for any figure equal the sum of all sides, right? So if you want to calculate the sum of all sides, so it will be 6 plus 8 plus 10. Okay, so the answer it will be this is 14 then 24 feet. Okay Fadia, is this your question?
Oh, yes, yes, thank you.
Okay, then if you want to calculate the sum of any the parameter for any figure then we have to find the sum of all sides together. Okay, I have another question. The easiest way to answer this question to divide your answer into two parts. Then the topic for this question that you have a student, right? How many students do you have? The total number of students here. How many? 50 students,
50.
right? Yes. So we have 50 students. 50 students. In 50 students, he said that 60% said that they have a cat, which means I can divide my answer into two parts.
Miss
Which it will
Miss
be
هو احنا Miss
yes.
احنا مثلا لما بنعوز نغير 60% لنمبر عادي. Okay. If we want to make it into number يعني.
Yeah.
Do we make it over 100 ولا over the total?
No, over 100. 60% means 60 over 100.
Miss, but in the video, Miss, that I watched, it said that the number over the total.
No, I'm not talking about when you calculate or when you change for a relative and relative frequency table or frequency table. I'm not talking about this part. I'm talking about now the question in front of you.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
يا هنا. لا مش هنا. Who was talking with me?
فادية.
لا, the first one.
أنا حمدي.
Hamdi, yes. Hannah, you was talking how we can change the percent into fraction or how we can find the relative frequency in percentage form.
لا, I was talking about how we can make the percentage into a normal
yes.
additional number.
But Fadia, you was talking about the same point?
لا دي بقى اللي هو
Yes,
how
you talk about
to
something else. يعني how we
yeah
can
use it in the
change it.
table.
Yes, yes. You are talking about how we can change a table into percentage form for relative frequency.
Yes اه.
I'm correct? Yes. But Hannah, she was talking about something else. Then 60%. So we want now 60% from 50 student. They have what? They said that they have what?
They have a cat.
They have a cat, right? Then I'm going to write at the top that I have two categories now. First, they have cat. Then in the other side directly, I have to write what? Huh? No cat. Then if you want to compare with any question, so you have cat, student with the own cat or have cat, and the student which they don't have cat. He said here that 60% from the 50 students, they have cat. Then 60 over 100 times 50. It will be how many? 60 over 100 times 50. Who will tell me the answer quickly? Huh?
Equal 30?
Equal 30. Yes. Okay. Then, because already 60% from ال 50, it will be equal 30. Then now we have 30 students, they have cat. So I will go in the opposite side and I'm going to say this one will guide us to know how many students they don't have cat.
20.
20, right? Then he said that 60 said they have a cat of the students, and then we are going to make 50 minus 30. So we have 20 students, they don't have cat, right?
Yes.
And then he said, of the students who have cat, اللي هم how many?
30.
اللي هم 30. تمام. Then we started with a student which they have cat. How many in total number of students which they have cat? We said now.
The total.
We said now they have a total number which they have cat was 30, and then which they don't have cat is 20. We will back now to continue. He said 70% also have dog. Then 70%, 70.
70 over 100 multiply 30.
Yes, multiply 30. It will be how many?
21.
70, yes, over 100 times 30. So it will be 21, which means we have 21 students. They have cat and they have what?
Dogs.
They have cat and dogs. Then have cat and have dog. How many students? How many? 21. Right?
We will make 21 minus 30 to get the ones who have no dog.
So yes. So this is which they have dog. Then how many students they don't have dog?
9.
9.
That have cat and have dog with 9.
Yes, they have cat and they don't have dog. It will be 9. After that, we will continue. Of the students who don't have a cat, which it was how many?
Don't have cat?
Have cat. How many? 20, right? Of the students who don't have cat, 75% have dog. Then 75% multiply how many? Multiply 20. So the answer, it will be equal
15.
That 15. Okay. Then how many students they don't have cat but they have dog?
15. Yes.
No cat but they have dog. 15. Okay, which means how many students don't have cat and don't have dog?
5. 5.
5. Yes. Okay, now we want to find the total. Here, 21 and 9, it will be how many? We said that how many students they have cat?
30.
30. Yes. And sorry, and how many students they don't have cat?
20.
20.
20. Now we will add to find the total here. 21 plus 15, it will be
36.
36, yes. And 9 plus 5, it will
14.
be 14,
14.
yes. If we want to find the sum now, it will be how many? It will
50.
be
50.
50, yes.
50.
Okay, so now we found or we fill the table, and I said the easiest way that you can divide a total number, I can divide it into two parts, right? So I have, yes, so I have a cat and I have no cat. We started already with 50. Then he said 60% said they have cat. Then quickly you will divide your answer into two branches. The first branch they have cat. The second branch don't have cat. Then 30 have cat, which means the rest no cat. Then 50 minus 30, it will be equal 20. Then he said 70% for who have cat have dog in the same time, then it will be 70% times 30, it will be 21. Okay, then this is how we can fill the table. And to be sure that your answer was correct, you have to add vertically and horizontally. Then you found that you have every time you have the same answer. Okay,
I have a question.
yes,
If you want to find the relative,
we if we want to change this question to be a relative frequency table, then we are going to make 21 over 50, and then you will change it into decimal. 9 over 50, and then change it into decimal, and so on. Okay, if you want to change it into percentage, then you will change or you will multiply a decimal form by 100. Okay, understood? Any questions so far about this?
no, thank you.
You know now how we can fill the table and how we can change it into frequency table, or how we can change it into percentage. And it depends on the conditions. Sometimes he's going to say a specific condition, yani maybe he's going to say find the relative frequency table with the total row or with the total column. So it depends on the condition in the question. But in general, to find a relative frequency, you will divide it by a grand total. And let me also revise with you what is the difference between الجوينت والmarginal والconditional. Did you remember? For the first one here, it will be 10, right? And after that, here 51 minus 9 plus 12 plus 10, it will be this one. Which number I'm going to write here? 20. Okay, and this is 18 and this is 12. So which number I'm going to write here? 6. Yes. Yes, 6. And this one, it will be equal
30. 30.
Yes. And this one, we can find this, right? 75 minus 51, it will be
24.
24. And then we can find this one, it will be equal
3.
3. Yes.
9 و 3 12 يعني خلاص.
Yes, very good. So we will find the sum here, which it will be equal 12. Okay. After that, he want from the question to complete a table. Second, if I want to change this table into relative frequency table. So relative frequency table, how we will find the answer in relative frequency table, how we will change it. It will be what?
So this one?
First one, it will be, I want someone to tell me.
10 over 75.
10 over 75. So the answer, it will be 0.13. Then 12 divided by 75. So it will be 0.16 and so on. Okay, then you will divide it each cell by the grand total, joint relative. Then
The
where,
inside.
yes, you are going to search in the middle cells, يعني in this region only. Okay, so if you are looking for the joint relative, then you are going to search in this region. Then he said, give the joint relative frequency of the students surveyed who participated in school clubs only and have part-time job. Then where is attained in the school only and have a part-time job? Which part? Club only, okay, and have a part-time job. So which percent? Here, this one. He said yes, okay, and a class only. So it will be 0.13. Then 0.13 times 100 to change it into percentage form. Okay, so this is how we can find a relative frequency in joint frequency. Second question, find the marginal frequency of the students surveyed who don't have a part-time job. We are talking about marginal, who don't have a part-time job. Which one?
0.16.
No, 0.32. Who don't have a part-time job, 0.32. And then we will change it into percent. We will multiply by 100. Okay, if the meeting will end tomorrow, inshallah, we are going to continue. Don't worry. And I will continue your question, Yajana. I will answer it for you. But I think after this session, you can solve it by yourself. So we said joint we found at the middle region, marginal we found at the external region. If we have a question, find the conditional relative frequency that the students surveyed participated in both school clubs and sports. Both, both school clubs and sports. So it will be how many? School clubs. School clubs, how many?
0.2.
0.